Hi, ignorant thoughts on body image. What a great title for a video. So I was going down every now and then I go down this little YouTube rabbit hole where I just kind of start watching the shit that it suggests that I watch. And one of them was this video. I don't know where YouTube got the idea that this was the video that was for me. Was women react to realistic Disney princess waistlines. And this, let's take a look at this. Let's say they had the Little Mermaid, like they could have drawn her like this instead of like this. The Disney princess, where they draw her, they could have drawn her like this instead of like this. And the video itself, like this one is kind of, I don't know, because like as unrealistic as this is, like they kind of added in a little thing on the side over here where it kind of, sticks out. And they went through this for the entire video. And one of the things that gets me here is not really that video. I don't really care about that video. I thought it was actually funny. But when you see these really long, like 6-page dissertations on how it is so wrong that in modern media, that in cartoons, that the girl is projected with this unrealistic waistline. And like it's said to be sexist. It's said to ruin the confidence of young women that cannot attain that body image. Yet for some reason, it was, I grew up totally fine watching stuff like this. Like, watch Lois's reaction to the unrealistic body image of Bruce Wayne. How many people watching this video look like that? How many men watching the video look like this? Show me. None! None! If you do, you're probably not watching my videos, and you're probably not somebody watching a video on fixing motherboards. Let's watch to see what he looks like when he walks over. Or Clark Kent, who's the nerdy reporter.
This is Clark Kent.
Mr. Wayne, I read all about your adventure on Air Force One. You're quite the newsmaker.
Look at this.
Which brings up the question of what.
His chest is wider than my television. My 4K 39-inch screen is pales in comparison to of that person. Like, again, I go to the gym 40 minutes every day. I run home from work every other day. I diet well. I will, again, like, this is the sad physique that I'm stuck with. I will never in a million years look like this fake character. And I don't care. There's a couple, he may have, firstly, he's a superhero, right? So Bruce Wayne and Superman, like Bruce Wayne had better be in better shape than me. And again, he has to jump around and dodge bullets and throw these little fucking things that look like my tweezers at people to knock the gun out of their hands. The guy, you bet your ass he better be in better shape than I am to be doing all that shit. I understand that as a superhero, that he is probably going to be in better shape. And B, I also have something on him that he will never have on me, despite all the muscles, all the billions of dollars, all the crazy, because again, all the cartoons from this era have the men with like the V physique with that ridiculous built chest that's, 6 city blocks wide. I have something on them that none of them will ever have on me. You see, I'm real. If for all his money and all his strength and his beautiful physique that makes that funny music play in Lois's head anytime he walks by, I can get rid of him by hitting the escape key. Really? Or back then, like, for all his strength, I can get rid of him by just flipping the switch on my TV. And he's gone. Oh, what? So you have a slimmer waistline than me and more muscles? Well, you're at the mercy of WB11. You could be canceled if they decide to have Everybody Loves Raymond show up earlier. I don't envy you. I think it sucks to be you. And the worst part about it is that cartoon character, despite getting all the views and all the acclaims and all the saving the day, they never get the money. The cartoon character gets the looks, but they don't get the money. They don't get the credit. They don't get to live in a nice fancy apartment. No. As soon as I turn off my TV, they cease to exist. Why would I ever aspire to be like the cartoon character? I like being me. I'm real. So, personally speaking, when I see these unrealistic body images, I remember what it was like to grow up watching all these unrealistic body images on television. And again, Didn't bother me one bit. You know why? Because it's fiction. It's not real. When there are people saying that this is encouraging people to think that this is a realistic body image, you have a person who shoots a freezing ice stream out of his gun that kills people, and then a guy who does a bunch of backflips into a building, breaking the glass ceiling of the building, then throwing a little piece of, like a little sharp thing that looks like a bat at the gun to jam it. And then you're telling me you think that I'm stupid enough as a child, even as a kid, you think I'm dumb enough to look to that cartoon as the idea of what I should realistically expect from people and myself in my life. Like, you think I'm so dumb that I'm going to look at this and think in the same cartoon where you see a little genie magically come out of a bottle and wish people wishes in a show where this guy wears a glove that gives him powers of a genie but burns his skin away to his hand, that I'm also going to look to that cartoon for what a realistic body image is. Like, no, it's fiction. And it is so obviously fiction. And this may become as a surprise to a lot of people, but kids don't, just because you're 6 or 8 years old doesn't mean you have the IQ of a plant. It doesn't mean that we're that fucking dumb. And the reason I use the word we is because I used to remember this shit perpetuated to me when I was a kid. And what really got to me was the fact that a lot of adults believe that kids have no brain, that kids cannot think for themselves, that kids are just like, you just put them in a cage until they're 18, and then they'll be qualified to make real life decisions and think for themselves. And I remember what it was like to be a kid. Being a kid was very similar to what it was like to be an adult. It's just that I'm smaller, I have less experience, I have less money, and nobody takes me seriously. But for the most part, I felt very much the same way as a 6 or an 8-year-old as I do now. Like, I'm still a person. I still have my own independent thoughts and ideas. I still feel, for the most part, the same way. Again, taller, deeper voice, more money, but virtually the same thing. Again, this is all of this is fake. Now, that's not to say that I don't disagree with unrealistic body images when it comes to reality, because that's where I draw the line here. So for all the people who think that I'm for unrealistic body images in the media, when it comes to reality, actually trying to look like that in real life, that's where I draw the line. And this is the same for women and men, because the same issues that are facing women here, they also face men. So with women, you have all these anorexic models that kill themselves to be that skinny, which is not healthy. And for a lot of people, just because of your bone structure and the way your body is put together, you can't look like that. Like, even if you starve yourself, you will never look like that. You will just get sick. And the same is true for men. So you have these bodybuilding competitions, right? And what these people do is ridiculous. They dehydrate themselves like crazy because that allows the muscle to stick out more. So, you know when you see those bodybuilding competitions and you can see all their veins and everything, that's because they don't drink as much as they usually do right up until the competition. You have people, and I've read quotes before from people where they said, when I saw people feeding birds in the park, I almost wanted to run and grab the bread because I was that hungry from the bird. Like, that's what these people do during these bodybuilding competitions, where they're forced to look so unrealistic just to beat somebody else. That's also an unrealistic body images, and I don't really suggest that somebody should try to attain that. I don't think it's a bad idea to do your best to get in shape, to do your best to stay in shape within, I guess I would say the confines of what your body is capable of. By all means, go out and exercise. By all means, go out and eat well. By all means, try to be proud of improving your body image, but don't kill yourself to look like the cartoon. And again, maybe I was an above average, intelligent toddler, but when I watched these cartoons, I didn't think that every woman was supposed to look like the daughter of the Sultan of Agrabah, or the guy that dresses like a bat and throws these things to stop Mr. Freeze's gun. I realized that that's fake. And again, I have something on all of you people, which is that I can hit Alt F4 in my browser and you're gone. I can't be Alt F4'd. So even if I do look like shit, look like somebody who have the body of somebody that fixes electronics for a living, at the very least, you got to do a lot more than Alt F4, unplug a television set to get rid of me. So I got something on all these people. But yeah, I mean, the unrealistic body images, trust me, I am, by all means, I'm at the forefront with you saying that it's bullshit that people are complaining that somebody like Ashley Graham is on the cover of Sports Illustrated. I am more than happy to see that. I am more than happy to see realistic body images being promoted. And I'm more than happy to see less of these unhealthy lifestyles being promoted, less people aspiring to look like somebody that damn near killed themselves and actually did unhealthy shit. Not the people that are exercising and lifting weights and and having a good diet, but the people that temporarily go on these bullshit fasts and just fuck their body up so that they could look a certain way on camera. That I'm all against. I am at the front of being against that. But you have to understand that while there's a serious cost to having Princess Jasmine's waistline in real life, while there is a serious cost in terms of, all steroid abuse that it takes to look like Bruce Wayne did in that cartoon in real life, while that takes a great toll on real people, it takes no toll on the cartoon. It does not hurt the cartoon character. It does not shrink the cartoon character's dick. It does not fuck up the cartoon character's liver to have that figure. So, and it's not real. It's not meant to be real. It's meant to be looked at as this is fake. Again, in the same cartoon where you're saying they're promoting an unrealistic body image, they're also promoting the idea that there's a genie that can come out of a lamp. They're also promoting the idea of a person who, to get the genie's power, that Mosenrath wears a glove that eats his skin alive but gives him genie powers. I mean, they're telling you in capital letters that even that if you have a 20 IQ, that this shit is fake. So why is it that people are not taking the body image as fake along with everything else? Again, there is no such thing as a mermaid. There is no such thing as the Beast in Beauty and the Beast. There is no such thing as a genie that comes out of a bottle. So in that same vein, when they're trying to say one of these things is not like the other, or that when they're trying to teach you as a kid to be able to follow patterns, if everything else in the cartoon is fake, then why are we treating the body image as something that's real? Shouldn't we be teaching that, rather than saying we need to change the way that all of these people in the cartoons look like so that kids don't get the wrong idea, shouldn't we be teaching kids that, hey, everything in this cartoon is fake. It is complete fantasy, and that body is also fantasy. Because that's the way I see it. The way I used to remember seeing this as a kid is this entire thing is fantasy. It's made up make-believe that's meant to entertain me. And in this make-believe, there's a guy that has this, this 6 city block wide chest and and huge shoulders and everything. So what that told me, as somebody who was decent at recognizing patterns at a young age, is that that's not real. So since that's not real, that means that the body image is not something that I should aspire to either, because that is also not real. I don't know. Just food for thought. Maybe I'm talking out of my ass. You tell me.